What up, YouTube? I was gonna record this morning, but my internet was down, so here's your Monday, Tuesday video. I don't know what my upload schedule is like anymore. I put out a video during Thanksgiving time basically saying that I was in a mandatory quarantine due to my exposure to COVID. Now, I want to spend today giving a little bit of background information, sort of like what I do for a living, how the risk was encountered, and what went on with that whole story. So, for a little bit of background, I work in education. I am a job coach for special needs students in a program similar to like a BOCES or a trade school, but basically we teach job and life skills. For example, a kid might learn to wait tables or do laundry or, apply for a job. I used to do a lot of internships, but obviously we can't do that right now. So I've been working there for the last going on 4 years, pretty sure. I have no concept of time. By the way, guys, I just realized one of the kids that I first started working with is graduating this year, and that hit me kind of hard. But anyway, what happened was I was working in a kitchen, and I spend most of my time at our building working in a kitchen. And in the kitchen, we wear masks, we wash our hands very, very, very frequently. My skin is very dry on like the backs of my, you can see a little bit there on camera, on the backs of my hands from washing my hands so frequently, and we wipe down surfaces with a hot water and bleach in it for the proper ratios to like basically immediately kill germs and stuff. And we do a lot of food prep, so we wear gloves and change gloves very, very, very often. Basically what had happened was that we were notified that night that we were going to be like remote. We got an email and everything, and then the following morning, because of what had happened, I was contacted by a school administrator, and then I was contacted by the health department, and they had to, of course, inform me that I had been exposed. By the time I got contacted with my school administrator, I was calling around to try to get a rapid test because those are very hard to come by where I work currently. So I got an appointment for the rapid test. I got told basically not to leave my house unless it was to go to the doctors because like they didn't know and there was a risk that I had been exposed. So then I went to a 2 o'clock appointment for my rapid test, and I did not leave until 5:15. I found out immediately that I had tested negative. I had no symptoms and therefore no concerns. I was given my paperwork and sent on my merry way, but I was to stay in my house 2 weeks, only leave for appointments, and if I did leave my house, it was a misdemeanor, essentially. I didn't really give a lot of background for the details of my exposure, but as it turned out, I was within close enough proximity to this individual while I was at work that it was a high risk that I was going to be exposed. And I actually got into a little bit of a back and forth with this one with somebody on Twitter. Twitter's a lot of fun, but sometimes it's just like, are you serious? Basically, if I hadn't been wearing a mask or if I'd taken my mask off, I would have had COVID. That's how close I was working to this person. And I know that my story isn't like it's very first world, like a bunch of people are in quarantine or they've had to be quarantined or they're actually sick or their like loved one is in a hospital or worse, or just like, I know this is very first world, but I want to share this because I feel like the conversation isn't happening as much, but like in a lot of areas things are still very bad with the virus and everything that's been going on, and I just want to use this platform and what little influence that I have to encourage people to like do their own research and plan things out to like minimize their contact and how many places they're going. That's for sure something that I've considered since my exposure is like, I only go to stores once a week now instead of spreading everything out. We don't really go out to eat unless we can like maintain a proper social distancing, and it's been a lot to like deal with mentally. And I know that I speak for a lot of people when I say from a mental health standpoint that COVID has been very difficult. A lot of people are very anxious and stressed, or like depressed or angry or frustrated or whatever, and I don't speak for everybody. I cannot say that my experiences are exactly the same as someone else's experiences, and it does me very little to say I get it, that I understand it, because I guarantee you there's other people's stories that I don't understand. Like, I've met 2 COVID nurses. I could never imagine what they've been through as far as like watching how this virus has affected people. But I did want to come on here and share my story to say that I'm fine. A lot of students are remote right now because they don't want to be quarantined for Christmas. We're looking at the sub list every day. We're looking at students being added remote every day, and we're just being really, really careful with everything that's been going on. And I'm going to encourage y'all to do the same. Don't spend a lot of time going to stores. Don't spend a lot of time with people you don't know. And if you do, like if you have to for work, like if you're essential or anything, make sure social distance, wash your hands, wear your masks, wash your masks, because it does you no good to like wear the same mask every day. And if you're in a high risk job, if you're in a job where you're like an essential worker, you're in contact with a lot of people, I would strongly recommend taking your temperature in the morning and taking your temperature at night. You can get, I don't like those touchless thermometers. I don't think they're accurate, just based on like, I'll take my temperature and it'll tell me my temperature is 94 degrees and I'll be like, that is not correct. But if you can get one that it like touches your temple, it's pretty good. Or you could do just like a good old fashioned under the tongue one. I would recommend taking your temperature if you are around a lot of people, and just stay home. It saved us like a bunch of money. We've been being like very careful around other people, and it's made me appreciate and not take for granted being able to spend time with the few people that I've spent time with who are also taking things seriously. So with that being said, I'm sorry this is a little bit shorter video, but I wanted to share my story, and we will see you guys Wednesday, Thursday, sometime. Not real sure, but yeah, take care, stay safe, have a good one, bye-bye.